Texas Mall Massacre gunman identified as witness describe horror of shooting spree that killed 8 people. The video that I saw had this guy that he got out of his car in the parking lot, took out his rifle. It's probably an AR-15. I think they said it was a rifle, an automatic rifle, and he just started shooting people. And this one black lady said her parents, he was shooting at them and they was running, and they fell, and that saved them. Because he thought he shot him, and he turned and started shooting in another direction. But he was shooting. They was running, and he was trying to shoot them while they was running.
Oh, Lord.
And she said what saved them is they fell.
He thought he
I hope an angel put their foot out and tripped them.
Yes. Or tripped them. Oh, Lord. What, Ma?
She said that's the only thing that saved her mom and dad is they fell, and he thought he shot him, and then he turned and started shooting. And then they said, this one black lady said people was getting in their car trying to get out. They got caught in gridlock. And when you can't, everybody's trying, and he went past and was shooting. So you thinking you get in your car to drive away, and you put yourself more in harm's way.
I would have gotten under the car.
You can't fit under the car. The devil is alive.
I bet you I hold my breath. I hold my breath.
This girl said she would have
sucking in. Well, go down on the floor so he don't know. I ain't gonna sit up in the car in the line waiting to get him.
If somebody came in the house,
I'd be laying on the floor.
I thought about somebody came in the house and I had to get under the bed. That's it. I can't get under the bed. I be trying to squeeze under the bed.
Call on Jesus.
You know what? At that point,
it'll be an angel covering you.
Or you know what? or the gun person to be so like really that they don't even shoot me.
Stop and laugh.
You know what? But anyway,
thank you, Lord.
No, we couldn't.
I pray we don't even get to. Oh Lord, please! I don't want to go that way. Oh, this is sad.
Didn't even go in, just outside the mall. Remember I said that. I said they keep talking about in the mall, having security, having this, in the schools, having security.
You can't do nothing in the parking lot.
You can't, what do you do in the parking lot? You have all this security in the school, and somebody just want to get out their car and just start shooting people, dropping their kids off. What can you do? There's no security, there's nothing that you can do.
This is
so faith, all of these,
whatever faith you have,
whatever you just gonna have to look. It's gonna have to be like
and
back.
Just be ready.
It's gonna have to be back in the Bible days.
Oh Lord!
If it's time to go, it's time to go.
That ground opens up and you fall in it.
I think the youngest was a 5-year-old.
Oh wow! They said they moved a kid away, and one of the parent turned her over, and her face was all shot off. And
the parent's face was
one lady, her face. One man said he was going through pulling the bodies up. He turned the parent over, and the little kid was still alive. It was like they poured blood all over him. It was just really sad. So that's what Sarah was saying. With all this happening in our country,
authorities have not zeroed in on a specific motive. They did, however, find stuff from this nut job. He's Nazi. And isn't his last name Latino?
Okay.
How are you a Nazi? 33-year-old Marcial Garcia.
You sound like Sonny.
Okay, go ahead.
Sonny said, I just don't understand.
What did Anna say?
Anna said, there's no color to people being in groups like this.
No, not that. I'm not that. Yeah,
she's saying, if I don't see myself as a Latino, I'm with them. We all.
But you're not. You're not Cleotis from David.
Yeah, no, he was black.
Yes, you obviously Latino. Why would you be with a group of people who don't want you?
And the sad thing about it, I know
that don't make sense.
But they feel like if you remember that time when y'all remember when Farrakhan was real big and they were talking, he was talking to the white supremacist guy, and they both said we both agree that we should be separate. Because Farrakhan feel like black businesses don't be by yourself. The segregation thing, don't integrate.
But he didn't.
And they both came in with the same goal, but yet different means, of course, get to it.
But you shot Latino people and everybody.
This Spanish man,
what is he?
Probably Anna was saying there are people that are a part of these groups that are Latino. She said another guy that was ahead of something. The Proud Boys. He's Spanish.
Yes.
He's Spanish. The Proud Boys.
That's so stupid.
So I don't understand. Is the Spanish person thinking he white like them?
No.
Yeah, I'm discriminated too. No, your
they
last
don't
name
want you either.
Garcia.
They don't want you either.
What is wrong with you, Jose?
It says the gunman in Saturday's massacre was killed by an Allen Police Department officer who was off duty. He was at the mall on an unrelated call. Or unrelated call, it's not off duty. He was at the mall on an unrelated call. Now, this goes with my point. So, he took him out. If everybody was packing, he would have been taken out by 6 or 7 or 8, 9, 20 people.
It's like Wild Wild West, like you said.
The Wild Wild West.
Somebody in that parking lot somewhere may have their little thing and go, you got to go.
But then you got what happened with, we'll talk about that later, that Jordan guy on the subway. Now you got everybody's being a vigilante. Now it's like, I'm the hero. I'll take care of everybody.
That's the Wild Wild West. Because when we used to watch,
and then the person be like, I wasn't even doing nothing.
The movie Rifleman, he would pull the rifle out real quick, and his son, his hand would be real quick. So it was about whoever pulled it out the quickest. But then it was like everybody was getting shot.
It's like, getting to where people don't want to leave the house, y'all.
Yeah.
Layla says, and the guy that drove into the bus stop and killed 8 people. Oh yeah, they talked about that.
Mm-hmm. So they did, and then they talked. After this, the View talked about the governor of Texas.
Yeah, I got that on.
And his comment, because they have issues. Chicago's having issues right now with the governor of Texas because of the immigrants coming in, and the mayor.
Why does Chicago have issues? They want them.
Well, no. Here's the thing: he's trying to be funny. Oh, y'all, what you call the city's sanctioned? What is it?
A sanctuary city.
Sanctuary city. You say you a sanctuary city. Here, take them all. And the mayor's like, can you give us heads up? They coming. Can we know how many? So now they're trying to talk to him and talk to his people and say, can you tell us how many are coming and really stop it?
Right.
Because there's other sanctuary cities too you can send them to. But he made a comment about this shooting as far as mental health. And the ladies was getting a little heated at the table because here's the thing. They were all giving their views on the common Black people, mental illness, and you guys can amen it or not.
Who's to say that the guy had mental illness?
No, but here's the thing. We look at mental illness. There's levels of mental illness. You guys know that some of us who are okay, we can have a mental breakdown.
Right. And
our child at that moment, something can happen where we see our child being hurt. Mental breakdown. Now you're going to go and knock the person out or whatever because you don't have a history of it. But that moment, so there's levels of it. How do you monitor that? How do you check? People are going through a lot of things from COVID, depression, a lot of things people are lonely now. They're not going out. They're afraid, fear. So they talked about that on The View, and Sunny says her famous comment, most people with mental illness are victims. That's not true, Sunny.
All right.
Most people with mental illness are not always victims. Some of them are the ones that's going out and doing it because they're so depressed or sad or angry or whatever.
Right.
But he made a dumb comment, and that they just talked about
and
that.
Ted Cruz talking about you have prayers.
What did he say?
Right here. Spare us your prayers. Ted Cruz faces backlash after Texas mall shooting.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear we praying and all this other stuff.
Not doing anything.
People want to hear what are you doing?
Are you trying to change the gun laws?
What's the answer? What's the answer?
You got one group doing the mental illness and more places to help and more counselors. And then the other side, they don't even say the guns. They won't do the guns either.
They're not getting. I'm telling you right now, they're not getting rid of the AR-15s.
Wow.
So y'all might as well come up with another thing. They're not doing it.
So no matter,
there's too many lawmakers make money from that.
But they keep
you gonna have to get rid of the lawmakers.
Yeah, that's what Whoopi said. You're gonna have to eventually vote these people out.
You're gonna have to vote them out because they're not gonna do anything.
They're not. They're gonna stand on that. Holding that that right to have it, right?
Exactly.
The right to
bear
arms.
Said you can have it, but you need to be able to go through more to get it. And if a gun manufacturer, if somebody has one and does a crime or something, then the gun manufacturer or whoever sold it to him has to be called.
But this guy probably was legal to have it.
That's what I'm saying.
These people are legally getting their guns, and they're just going out when their minds, whatever, go through things.
Let's see. Scooby-Doo says a right-winger. Layla says, and the guy that drove into, okay, she talked about the bus. Scooby-Doo says, keep a bunch of books by the legs, and when your body lifts the bed, slide them under the legs to look like you lifted the bed higher. Oh, for me to get under there.
You know it.
Starlight said, ladies, a Hispanic could be black and on paper, and they have themselves as white. Same thing as Egyptians. We use mental health too much as an excuse to do wrong things.
Yes.
And Emerald says gun laws need to be changed and mental health should also be a priority. And then when
it goes back to what I was saying earlier, though. Even Sarah had made the comment. Even with mental illness, if you come and say, we need more of this, we need more of that, she said, what's the plan? How you gonna do this? How you gonna help stop a man who just did what he did from going to a parking lot and doing the shooting? Okay. You can't. That's a hard one. Go back to that documentary I sent you, Wendy. Remember about the prayer thing? Okay. It's gonna push people to just start praying.
So some of the comments: Republicans cut funding for mental health. Sarah, you know that. I'm glad Sunny stood her ground about the focus needing to be on guns. And somebody says, I don't want to be mean or rude to Sarah because she's a lovely person, but it's embarrassing that she's trying to blame mass shootings on porn and loveliness. On what?
She didn't say that.
Oh, it's her new talking point because she said it verbatim before. Anna is right. There's porn and loneliness all over the world.
Yes.
Stop dancing around the issue. The problem is the overwhelming number of guns in America and how unnecessarily easy it is to get access to them.
People keep saying that, though. I don't care what you say about the number of guns. It's not going to stop people from who legally got their gun.
All right, okay.
I don't get why people think it's the gun situation. Like you even said, taking away an AR-15 may not stop a person who has one already.
A person who is illegal is going to still have one.
Right, well, illegal or
but
legal.
I agree.
The legal people are doing the shooting.
But I agree, all these things should take
and don't
mental health.
Yes.
Don't cut programs on mental health. Yes, you should start cutting the way that people have access to guns, make it more difficult
all of
for
the
them.
Checklists.
All of these things, but it's still not going to stop it. But it may have more security in the schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are deterrents. Like, people can say, well, you can put a lock on your door, somebody can still break in. Right. That's true.
Thank you.
But I'm not going to leave my door wide open.
Right.
Let me put something
to make it at least
to make it a little. Maybe one group of people would not. Because of that, I put that in place.
But you know what's probably going to happen in some cities, in some states, what they did in Haiti.
Oh, the people.
I was watching an episode on one of them old Law and Order shows, and the family whose kids were shot in the school, the law, because the police didn't do their job or whatever, they had to let the kid go, and he had a mental problem. And he had did something to his sister too. So he had some issues. And the family was like, you letting this boy go? He just killed 4 of the students. And one of was my kid. Let him go.
Okay.
I'll catch him. So people are going to take the law in their own hands like they do in Haiti.
Right.
And go and get the vigilantes and people that they feel are causing problems.
Emerald says, just like everyone isn't meant to be a parent, not all people should handle weapons. Scooby-Doo says, Emerald, true. I'm checking my message, Wendy, but we talking about guns right now. Mm-hmm. And Emerald says, plus I feel that you shouldn't be able to stockpile weapons either. So all of that plays into
they all just beat each other up with the politicians need to do. There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah,
they all need to do it all.
Yep. So it's a whole thing, but that's the latest on that mall shooting. The guy just steps out the car and just starts shooting people.
Nothing they could have done. Him having mental health?
Nothing.
If the flag went up, if his parent noticed it or something, or a friend or a neighbor I think he needs to get checked out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't know.
So going back to your Greenleaf, that's the guy in Greenleaf.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of
that's Wendy says she was with her hat.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah.
She says this is
Was it the first season, Wendy?